Hey, everybody, this is Alex Sanchez, and I'm here to bring you a little bit of information on some of the hottest prospects, both for your fantasy dynasty team as well as perhaps little real world MLB love as well. For those of you that don't know exactly who I am, there I am giving you the thumbs up back in the day when we can go out and grab a beer in public. But I am actually a writer for Prospects 1500. It's a wonderful website if you have not heard of it. We rank the top 50 for each organization. My current organization that I'm writing for is the San Diego Padres. If you haven't checked out my top 50 list, I highly recommend it, of course. It's a good read. I'm also on Last Word on Sports. It's more of the major league side of baseball. And again, there I'm actually writing for the Padres as well. Just kind of a coincidence. I'm actually not truly a Padres fan per se. It's just kind of where the industry has landed my career so far. But I do have a lot I want to say and share with you guys. So what this channel is going to be is a deep dive into some of those prospects that you may have heard of. You know of them, you know their name, but you don't necessarily know what they look like when they're on the field, what their swings are like, what their mechanics are like, what is their potential, what are we looking at here. You just see a name, you see some stats. Of course, the stats readily available on Baseball Reference or wherever, but who are the guys? We see the major league guys all the time. We know why Cody Bellinger is good. We see the bat speed. We see the extraordinary reach that he has on the outside corner. And that's why we know Cody Bellinger is going to be pretty damn good for a long time. But these prospects, how can we sift through this? It's a very tough industry to really get those prospects right the majority of the time. And while I know I'm not going to get them right every single time, there are a few guys that seem to pop up for me and catch my eye. And today we're going to talk about one of those guys. His name is Hudson Head. He is an outfielder for the San Diego Padres. And now I'm not going to always go over Padres guys. He's just my number one guy right now in terms of, I see the industry not as high as I think they should be with this kid. By the way, I believe it is Hudson Head. I've heard a few people say Hudson Head, which doesn't quite make sense when you look at his name. When he got drafted on MLB Network, they did pronounce it Hudson Head. So we're going to go with Hudson Head. He is a third-round pick in the 2019 draft, and he actually holds the record for the highest signing bonus for a third-round pick in Major League history, which right there gives you a little bit of indication that this guy is not necessarily a third-round talent. Remember, the slot bonus for third round is about $795,000. This guy got $3 million to come play for the Padres. So we're not talking a third-round talent here. We're talking first-round talent that got floated down to the third round. And I do have some idea on why. He is from Winston Churchill High School in Texas, which when I was doing my background research on this guy, I couldn't find a lot of his statistics from high school. It's a very small program. He wasn't really on the map until his senior year. And a few teams were in on him, but obviously the Padres were the ones that were really, really big on this guy and getting him to float down. And when I say float down, kind of talking to the player, making sure like, hey, we're going to give you that bonus, but we want to also sign this guy and we're going to draft him earlier. And I'm sure there weren't a lot of teams that were willing to give him $3 million. So yeah, we're talking first-round talent here. And I think then when people see the Padres draft in 2019, they're going to see C.J. Abrams, they're going to see Joshua Mears, and they're going to kind of overlook Hudson Head. But that's something we cannot do. We got to get this guy on your fantasy teams. He is the real deal. So what I wanted to do is take a look at some of these videos I was able to accommodate on Twitter for you guys and analyze why he is going to be a stud, at least in my humble opinion. So the first thing that Hudson Head always, if you read his scouting profile before he was drafted, or even when he was drafted, was that he hadn't faced legit competition. So he was putting up great numbers, the skills are there, but actual competition we hadn't seen. He hadn't gone to the showcases like some of these other players, especially in the South, Texas. These guys are traveling all year, playing all baseball all year long. He wasn't doing that. Doesn't mean that the talent's not there. Just he hadn't faced competition. And when he got to his debut, that's what really started to open up my eyes, at least. He hit 283, had a 383 on base percentage, hit a home run, stole a couple bases. Granted, of a very, very small sample size. But man, what a way to show that that competition is not too much for you. If it had been an issue, if it is going to be a problem, you would expect him to struggle in his debut. He did not struggle. He didn't set the world on fire, but man, he looked like he belonged there. And that's something that I think a lot of people now are realizing, oh gosh, there's something to this guy that we need to take a look at. So here's a swing in high school. Again, these are all Twitter videos. This is 5-tool baseball that I'm using right here. And one thing I really want you to look at when he's swinging is how far back his hands are going to go to his swing. They're going to go in a full arm bar extension. And let me go back to this picture here. This is going to be fully extended like you see here. And this could be a good thing. And I will grant it could also be a kind of a power sapping thing. But when we look at his swing, you're going to see that the bat speed he produces in this area in the middle of the zone is extraordinarily fast. And why, if he has an arm bar, it's actually going to probably produce higher contact rates and more power than most normal players. I wouldn't really teach people this way of swinging if I were bringing up a young high school player. But when you have special bat speed, you have an elite talent like that, you can get away with it. And all of a sudden, this can turn into a strength. So keep an eye on that when you look at this video here. Okay, this is, again, his high school. He's going to drop an absolute bomb here. Oof, goodness. So again, they're going to show this from a different angle as well. Okay, so hands go back. You can see his hands back here. I can't get a huge view on that, but they're back. And then with that medium high leg kick, bat speed, it seems like a short compact swing, but it's really not. It's actually a really, really long swing. Look at that. See how the hands go down? He's extended. And then here you get to see some of that 60, 70 grade speed as well. I believe this is a triple. Really, really nice bat speed. That's what's really going to get people to be excited about this kid if they look at him a little bit longer. So here's one in his pro debut now. So that was his high school days. Here you're going to see he's toned down his leg kick a little bit since he went pro. So again, here comes the hands. Watch the hands go back, all the way back. Bang. His finish is very, very clean too. We don't talk a lot about that in hitters, in that they're a repeatable swing, but we talk about that in pitchers, a repeatable delivery. And his swing, as we see, the finish is identical, whether it's hitting to the opposite field, he's hitting a fly ball, he's hitting a ground ball. It's a really nice looking swing. So I want to take a look at this one here too. So let's pause that one. Okay, so this one, if I can get back there. So this one here. So again, the arm bar here, what I want to now kind of go on that you saw some of that swing, is that the bat is going to come through the zone a lot longer. One of the best players to ever do this, and I'm not comparing him to this guy, but Miguel Cabrera, he was a 300-plus hitter for many, many seasons because the bat head, the thing where you want to make contact with the ball, is in the zone for an extraordinarily long amount of time. And I truly see Hudson Head having that same sort of time in the zone. Okay, so you see strikeout potential on, when a bat doesn't go through the zone nearly as long. If it cuts through the zone on a sharp angle and leaves it in a sharp angle, you're going to get swing and miss. We're not going to see swing and miss a lot with Hudson Head. He's going to make contact. So again, we'll watch that again. Here comes. It's staying through the zone for a very, very long time. Now, the next thing I want to kind of point out here is the loft that we have in his swing. So we're going to have loft and we're going to have the bat staying in the zone for an extraordinary amount of time. So here he is again in his pro debut this year. So he's going to hit a fly ball here. He doesn't quite have that huge power yet. I believe he's going to get there for these reasons we're mentioning. But take a look at the loft in the swing. How it's a Jim Edmonds-esque, you know. It's natural loft, and the bat head is going to stay in the zone for an extraordinary amount of time. This is what I want. Plus, the bat speed is incredible too. That's what we want in our all-around prospects, right? We don't want guys striking out, and he's not going to do that as much as some other guys. He's going to make contact. He has natural loft, and he has elite bat speed. It's clear he has that elite bat speed. So this is a guy that's going to hit and hit for power. Now, granted, he's 6'1", 180 right now, if that. This picture here, and he looks like he's maybe a $160 on a good day, but he's 18 years old. In a few more years, with that power, with that muscle developing, we're going to see 20 to 25 home run potential from this guy, probably 30 stolen bases. When he gets up to the majors, his speed's, of course, probably going to not last forever. But once the speed starts to diminish, the power is going to go on an increase every year. He gets older and older. So he might start with 20 home runs, 30 stolen bases, 15 homers, 35 stolen bases, those types of things. And then those numbers are going to switch as he gets into his late 20s, early 30s, where we're going to start seeing 30 home runs and maybe 15 steals. But he is a very fast runner. He's not elite speed. Don't think that he is an elite speed guy yet, which is why I do think the stolen bases will come down, rather quickly. I think maybe 1 or 2 seasons where he gets into those 20s, maybe 30s. Not going to be forever, but it is above average for sure. A top, 20% type of speed. The power is going to be there. It's not there quite yet, no doubt, but it's going to get up in a hurry when he physically matures. He also has a good glove. He pitched a little bit in high school as well. The arm strength is there. This is a 5-tool talent. So if you're looking at dynasty purposes, if you're looking at a real life purpose for this guy, he's going to do it all, and he's going to do everything really, really well. To me, Grady Sizemore type of career path is what I'm projecting for Hudson Head. And he's been rising. There's no doubt. He's been rising. Like I said, I would put him above Campuzano right now and probably right behind Taylor Trammell if I was doing this list again, which is crazy because we haven't even had baseball. But I would probably put Trammell down and Patino up, Campuzano and stays where he is, and then Hudson Head would join that tier 2. You're gonna have to pay up a little bit. You're gonna have to trust in Hudson Head, otherwise you're not getting him. You're not gonna get him late in first-year player drafts, like 3rd, 4th round. He's going late first round. I've seen as early, which is probably not many leagues that'll happen. I think in the middle of the 2nd round is when you have to start taking him. I'm not taking him ahead of Hunter Bishop or Cameron Misner or Cody Hosey. But after that, those are 3 other guys that I hope to get some videos up here for you too. But I don't have no problem taking him in your early 2nd round, first-year player draft, making a trade for him now, because next year might not be the breakout year. It might take him a little bit. We're talking 18 years old, hasn't played a bunch of competition. There's going to be struggles, but you got to believe in this guy and stay with him. When he's 21, 22, we're going to start seeing some of that power come. The speed's still going to be there. He's going to do everything well in the outfield. He might even be a center fielder. I don't know if he's a center fielder, but maybe he is. This kid's going to be great. So that's going to do it for me for this video. Again, check out prospects1500.com. Check me out on Twitter at Alex_W_Sanchez and leave your comments below. Subscribe and check back when we have our next prospect, which will be very, very soon. All right. Take care, guys.